All right, this is good. That's good. That's good. Easier access to the stream for everybody. All right, how's everybody doing? Just kind of chilling out. Episode 3 going to start here in just a few minutes. So we'll be using a different draft like mock draft situation, but at the same point, it'll be one we can use trades on. What's up, Kenny? And actually, we'll be able to get the trades like out of the way first, before anything really gets going, before we have to deal with anything like that, and yeah. That way, it's not like fogging up the rounds. What's up, HBF? So we can make this a little bit more interesting. We could have teams move up. We can have teams move around, move back. It'll be fun to do. So I'm doing good. How you doing? Pretty good anyway. Just chilling. How you doing? Hopefully quite well. And as per usual, if anyone has any major input for the team that they root for, of course, just let me know, and we'll obviously make that the selection when we get to it. And if you think your team's going to try to make a move, like maybe the Chiefs try to trade up in this year's draft, that is a real possibility. We'll give it like a couple minutes. We'll get started, and then we'll start moving around the picks, start seeing where somebody might want to draft somebody, and so on and so forth. There's a chance the Saints might try to move up now that they have two first round picks from the Eagles this year. So that's something to kind of keep your eye on, think about heading into this draft. I feel like I have to sneeze really bad, but it's like not coming. Yeah, I think the Lions will trade out of the two as well. And I'm wondering if the Saints are the team that they wind up trading with for that pick. Excuse me. I knew I had to sneeze. I was like, when's it coming, man? I can feel it coming. I was like, damn. Thank you. But yeah, we can kind of advance this page forward. And of course, this is where all the trades can happen. You can see where everyone has picks. Obviously, the Chiefs have 2 first-round picks. They could try to maybe move up in this year's draft to try to get something a little better. The Lions have 2 first-round picks. Let's see. The Packers have just the one, I believe. No, the Packers have 2 as well. They could try to move up. The Eagles could try to do something, but I think they're content with their picks that they have. The Saints, I think, are trying to move up into the draft to like 5, to possibly 5 or number 2, to go ahead and try to leapfrog the Panthers, who are probably going to take Malik Willis. But I think the Saints suddenly have high interest in Malik Willis and suddenly are very high on getting a quarterback. So what do we think we should do? Should we have the Lions, or should the Giants, who possess 2 first-round picks, take the trade? That's what I'm thinking too. So we can do the trades during the draft if it's a little easier to do it that way. But is there any immediate situations where we should trade up, trade somebody out of and into? Because Seattle sitting at 9 could be a prime candidate for a team like the Packers to move up with, seeing as Seattle could probably benefit from the more quality picks rather than just a multitude of picks. You could still get a quality top offensive lineman with the pick that you need, and they're probably not necessarily in the quarterback market, so maybe Seattle's in a trade back market. Yeah, we're figuring that move with the Jags, and we'll get to there. But yeah, they're not trading. But is there any immediate picks we should like? Should we have the Lions trade out of their first round pick here? And take care of some other picks, or should we trade as we get to the picks in the draft? Because we have the forced trade option, so we can just at any point we can just drop a trade in. That is always a possibility. Just kind of trying to figure what's the way we want to do this. Do we want to try and get some moves done out of the way, or as they come up? Trade as the picks happen. All right, we'll do it that way. That sounds the best. Yeah, because if yeah, that could be a mistake that we make or something. All right. We thinking we're about ready to head in and start some drafting. All right. Here we go. All right. So the Jaguars are on the clock here. Of course, there's Hutchinson. There's Evan Neal. Those are the consensus top picks for this year's draft. It seems like, unless the Jaguars want to throw out a curveball, then we can have that happen. It appears that it's going to be Hutchinson or it's going to be Evan Neal for the first pick. And I'm not really sure how we've been having this go. I think last time we did a Hutchinson one. So, I mean, we could go Neal this time and see how the draft shakes out with Hutchinson dropping out of the top pick, which is always kind of a fun thing to imagine. Or we could just have Hutchinson go 1, which is pretty likely, which pairs Josh Allen and Aiden Hutchinson as a pretty fucking formidable duo right up the middle on teams. That's it's a pretty devastating pass rush. You think either between Ekwonu or Neal? All right, I mean, it's a possibility they go offensive line. I mean, we could drop to offensive line and go with Neal or Ichem. One of those guys is probably either one of those guys is probably just as good a pick as either one. If that makes any absolute sense. I don't think it really does, but gonna go with Neal. All right, we can go Neal. All right, the Detroit Lions. Here's a pick where we could trade. We could move around this draft with. We can go ahead and think about the possibility of a team like the Saints possibly wanting to trade both their first rounders or a first rounder this year and next year to move up to that number 2 slot. Or maybe the Saints go, that's too pricey. Lions take Willis. We've done the Lions take Willis draft. We could do that again. It's not completely out of the question here at number 2. But there is always the possibility the Lions do trade this pick away. And it's always enticing to think about what could the draft look like if the Lions have 2 middle round picks. Trade down and get 2 first. Well, that would be 3 first because they also have a first round pick later in the draft. What's up, Altitude? How you doing, man? So we could essentially right now make the Lions have 3 first round picks this year. Or kind of like a next year first, get a couple additional firsts or. Yeah, they could get 2 firsts in the trade. Do we want to do something like that and have a team trade with the Lions here just to kind of spruce up the draft a little bit? I'm thinking we do that just because it seems like the Lions might trade down here. I don't think it's impossible whatsoever. And it makes it a little bit more interesting than just like a cookie cutter, no trade draft. You think the Giants take the move up? What would the Giants need to do though? Would they trade up for Ichem? I don't think either of the 2 teams ahead of them would take Ichem. And I don't know if they're super desperate to get their hands on Malik Willis. Your vote is the Giants. I'm thinking it would be the Saints if a team was to try to move up here. They've expressed interest in getting their hands on one of the quarterbacks that are available. Really? It's been a while? Yeah, it's been a pretty good time, Altitude. I was going to say, it's been a while since I've seen you. How you been? Yeah, I get that, but what would you think the Giants make a move for? Because if the Saints were to take this pick, I'd have them draft Malik Willis right here. What would be the reason for the Giants to want to move up from 2 to 5? Hutchinson? Okay, we could do something like that. And then with their even with their offensive line, you think that's a move that they'd want to make? See, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think the Saints could offer a lot more firepower with 2 firsts. Yeah, let's just do the Saint. Let's do a Saints trade here because I think that would be quite interesting. Just way more firepower in a trade here. All right, so the New Orleans Saints call up. Dun, 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 dun. They offer the 16, the 19 for the Lions 2. Oh shit! The trade was accepted. All right, draft. Now the New Orleans Saints have taken the pick from the Lions, and they will, and that was accepted on a natural trade thing because that's a trade I've seen thrown out by a lot of people. You've been good. I've been busy with school and basketball. Your coach started practice last week. Oh, that's good, man. I'm glad to hear things are moving along. Where the hell is Malik Willis at? All right, and they take Malik Willis. Yep, that's kind of where we're leaning on that pick. All right, now the Texans are up. Needs every dude, this is cold-blooded. Look at this. I've never actually seen something so cold-blooded. I don't know if you can read that. It's kind of small. That shit literally says needs every single position. They can't go wrong here. So what are we thinking with the this is cold-blooded on the Houston Texans. I've never seen so much shit talking. PFF is sometimes hilarious. Hutch for sure. That's what I was thinking too. This would be where they just draft Hutchinson. But could this also be kind of a surprise pick where they go like Trayvon Walker? Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they do it just to kind of get like the next generation of, their guy. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with Hutchinson. All right, the Jets are one of the most interesting teams because they also hold a 10 pick. Would the Jets trade this pick away to one of these hungry teams? Knowing that they also possess the 10 pick, knowing with that 10 pick, they will 100% be able to get a top flight receiver in this draft class. It's one of the weirdest situations here because one of these picks is getting traded. Stingley or Ikwanu, or they just draft both positions. You know what I mean? They could just take Stingley here, which is probably a pretty big position in need. Because they do have 2 top 10 picks, so they kind of have one pick to play with here, and if they trade back, they can still wind up getting one of the top corners in the draft, and something additional, on top of that. So they could turn one extra pick into two guys. Remember, there's teams like the Packers and the Chiefs who have multiple picks. We already traded the Texans pick away here, Ken. Or we already did the Texans. They took Aiden Hutchinson. We're on to the Jets right now, and we're kind of trying to decide if the Jets should just take a player here, or do they trade this pick away knowing that they could still get one of the best receivers in 5 picks. It's not that big a deal. But one of the teams that might trade up here would be the Chiefs or the Packers, who, they have some needs here. Jets get Stingley. That's kind of what I was thinking too. They're probably going to go with Stingley here because corner's a pretty big need for them. And they probably don't want to let one of the teams that need a receiver come up and jump them. So, yeah. Are we thinking Stingley? That's the second time I've seen Stingley. Yeah, I don't think at HBF. I thought about that for a second. The Falcons could wind up taking a receiver, and they probably don't want to let two teams, like a team, jump them to get one of those receivers. That could actually be a bad trade for them. Plus, they could get Stingley and Olav or Williamson at 10. That's an absolute W draft for the first round. So, are we gonna go? Because Stingley's also just flying up the boards for most people. Nah, I don't know, man. I actually, I mean the Packers, the Falcons are right there. It's going to be really hard. I mean, you could probably convince the pull off a Giants move with their 7 pick. Hey, what's up, Daniel? How you doing? But I don't know about one of these Jets picks. They're probably going to be picking a corner here, and then receiver with the next one. Like I said with the Packers, you and Kenny can have at those picks. Those are your guys's. But I think everyone's kind of like, yeah, they need some help right there. All right, so here's the interesting team. Another team with 2 picks in the top 10, almost in consecutive order. Now, a team that I'm not really sure, but this could be a receiver needy team wanting one of the Giants picks. They could probably go for the 7 here is where I think the Giants would trade. Yeah, I think the Giants draft Ekwonu here with no real questions. Desperate need. That or Charles Cross. It's one of the two. Because Cross is going. It's probably stacked offensive linemen here because I think the Panthers have tilted. If they can't get Malik Willis, they're probably drafting Cross. Like that's like almost like a guaranteed type situation. It's Ekwonu or Cross here. Ekwonu's a better prospect. I might lean on HBF because we've been kind of going a little bit off his picks a little bit. So 47 more days. Oh, congratulations, Kenny. It's zeroing in, man. Don't lose focus now. We can go with Ekwonu here. Because, I mean, Cross is the very next pick. Whoever doesn't get drafted here goes to the Panthers next. I'm pretty sure. It'd be hard. I mean, you could make the argument otherwise, but love Cross, but Ekwonu is nice. All right, we'll go with Ekwonu. We'll give you the pick here. I mean, because we're all in agreement it's a tackle pick here. And then I think this pick is tradable, like very tradable here. Especially since their biggest needs are edge rusher and linebacker. Just trade back. The trade back that at 7 pick for one of the first. All right. Yeah, we'll go Icom here. All right, Panthers. Their biggest need is quarterback and the entire offensive line. Quarterback, offensive line. So, are we thinking Charles Cross? I mean, this one's pretty easy. It was either or. I felt like with these 2 picks. Now we have Malik Willis going to the Saints. We pulled off a trade where the Lions traded back with them. The Saints rocketed up and offered the Lions their 16th and 19th pick for the chance to get a quarterback, which is also a very floated situation. Like that's a very talked about thing right now. That specific trade. If you don't believe me, you can look up all kinds of things, and it's like, oh shit, that's actually very heavily rumored to be a thing that's being discussed, especially since there's a very good relationship between the 2 teams, considering all things. Cross for sure. Yeah, I don't really see another pick here. Unless they trade it back, but I highly doubt it. All right, here's the fun one. What do the Giants do with their second top 10 pick? This is where it's always the fun thing with the trade mock drafts because it's like, well, what happens with the do we trade this pick back? Do the Packers come screaming up the board here? They have the higher pick, so I would say they have a little bit more firepower. And would it take still 2 first-round picks that the Packers have to get this pick from these New York Giants? It might. Would the Chiefs try to move up here and be like, fuck it, we're going to go get something interesting? Yeah, they could. They could take a receiver. They could take their biggest need is edge rusher. So I would imagine they'd be in the Trayvon. They'd probably take Walker here. I wouldn't say the Giants are in a receiver need. That's not a first round need for them here. If they're gonna go receiver, this is not the round to take one. Their biggest need is like edge rusher, offensive line, linebacker. I don't even know if they really there's Thibodeau that's available if we don't think a trade's gonna happen. Because the next couple picks could get interesting. But yeah, Thibodeau could be picked. Walker could be picked here. You think okay, so we're thinking the Giants keep both their top 10 picks. All right. They're going to get that guy from Oregon. Okay, so we're all thinking Thibodeau. I'll pick him. That seems to be the common consensus here. All right. Just to give a little recap. Well, we're still early enough. All right, Falcons are up now. Think too high? Yeah, I think so. Because it's going to cause both the picks. Like, to move up into the top 10, if you have multiple first-round picks, it'll cost you both your first. That's the price you'll pay for that. Seattle's the interesting one because I do think Seattle's going to trade away. I do think someone's moving up in front of Seattle. But we'll cross that when we get to it. Falcons need receivers, especially after Ridley. That's what I've been doing in almost all my drafts. But it says here their biggest needs are quarterback, guard, center, defensive line, corner. So, and yeah, I would say receiver, though, is probably going to be their biggest situation. Garrett Wilson. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It seems like everyone's kind of leaning on the receiver side here. Could be Sauce, but, you know. I think the initial read for everybody. Excuse me, man. Need some water. Feels like the initial feel is that they're going to wind up with the whoever the top immediate ready receiver, which is Garrett Wilson. All right, we'll go Garrett. Old Gary. Got it. Falcons thing to do. Yeah, we need linemen. Let's go with Garrett Wilson. I mean, it's like, all right, it's not a bad pick, but, you know. All right, so we're at the 9th pick of the draft. We're at the Seattle Seahawks. All right, who's trading with the Seahawks? Because I actually do agree with this because Seattle needs to get quality picks here. What are we doing with the trade? 22 a second and a future third. All right, somebody wants the 9 really bad. Do you really think you could get into the top 10 with Whoa, that literally not interested. Whoa. Holy shit. Why wouldn't they want to make this trade? Yeah, I was going to say, this feels off. We can just force trades, though. So it's not a big deal. Well, I mean, it's a fine website. I can just force the trade. What's wrong with this website? It has a force trade button. I can just force the trade. No worries. This dude was like, fuck. So what are we doing here? Do we think this is going to be the trade? The Rams. They don't have any picks in the first round. We still thinking trade or? Well, because if you don't trade up, the Jets are about to take Jamison Williams. Well, I mean, there is a number of receivers. So what are we doing here? Are we still doing the trade, HBF, you think? Because I do think it would take both. I'll be honest. Because we can just force the trade here. 22 and 28. All right, I'll do that and force the trade. All right. Packers are on the clock. Who they taking? This is between the Packers fans. Kenny has his money for Olave. There's Jameson Williams, obviously quite available. Roll. There's London, of course. Yeah, Williams would be the best option. I mean, he's literally fucking... He's Devontae Adams, too. He's just as fast. Oh, 100% a wide receiver, Daniel. The question is, which one would it be? I mean, now it would have to be Jameson at this pick. Big dick move by the Packers to move up that aggressively, by the way. That's major firepower because that is good. That this would be a good spot to move up. I mean, they could have moved up with the Giants and did the same thing, but Giants might be wanting a little too much. What are you thinking, Kenny? Oh, Kenny put his money on Olave. Happens every year. The hype. Yeah, I also doubt the Lions do that trade. I don't know, though. They have John Dorsey and Brad Holmes. They're going to be pretty aggressive. So. I don't think you're going to trade at 16. So are we going Jameson Williams or what are we doing, you guys? What do you think, Ken? I don't think it's going to be Drake London over who's available. Olave. Well, Kenny and HBF have to figure that out. I'll be right back. That was bothering the fuck out of me. You're okay with Olave here? All right. We'll go with Olave. Kenny and you guys are okay with that? I mean, either one's. I mean, it's hard to miss on this year's draft class. So, I mean, HBF, I'll remember this when we'll do another draft, and you'll have the pick. We'll do that. More of the final influence. All right, the Jets are up now. What are they? It's obviously wide receiver here. We had them go Stingley with the first pick. And this will complete the top 10. Well, they go double corner. Remember we had the Jets go Stingley with their first pick, remember? We all agreed Stingley, we all kind of were like, it's Stingley or so and so. Oh, okay. You forgot. Yeah. I mean, they could go Gardner. They could go Sauce. That'd be fucking wild. I mean, it's possible to go Hamilton, but I think they're big. If they don't trade for a wide receiver, I think it's very obvious that they're going to wind up drafting a receiver here, right? They've been in on every single wide receiver this offseason. These motherfuckers are calling everybody, hey, is your top receiver available? We'll trade you this 10th pick in the draft. That's the only reason I think the Jets are trading this 10th pick or they're drafting a wide receiver. It's like one or the other. It's either or. It's like it's no one else, Unless they sign a player, and then we'll revisit that. But right now we have to go with what their team looks like. After White Sox, what's up, Daniel? Yeah, exactly. Screw them. What's your favorite team again, Altitude? Are you a Jets fan? If you're a Jets fan, just speak up. By the way, if you're a fan of one of the teams, just speak up and you get to do the pick. You can completely dominate the pick here. Now remember, the Lions could be trying to trade up. They have They have 3 first-round picks now. The Lions could do some really wild ass shit in the rest of this draft and really make it interesting. Williams, yeah, I think everybody's kind of thinking it might be Jameson. Just how desperate they are to get their hands on some form of a receiver. Literally, they're in on A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin, D.K. Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. They've been in on Tyreek Hill. Saints, Pelicans. Okay, you can do so with the Saints, we got you guys taking a quarterback. I don't know if you were happy with Malik Willis. Yeah, let's just go Jameson. Where the hell is he at? By the way, he's supposed to be fully healthy in like 2 weeks, Jameson Williams. Just so we're all aware of that. All right, here's our top 10 with trades and everything. We have the Jaguars selecting Evan Neal with the number 1 overall pick. He said nope. Yeah, I know. That's hilarious. The Saints traded with the Lions. So the Lions picked up the 16th and 19th pick in the draft. You're not okay with Malik Willis? Damn. What pick would you have gone with here? So we had the Saints take Malik Willis at 2. Aiden Hutchinson falls to 3 to the Texans. Derek Stingley goes to 4 to the Jets. The Giants select Ikem Ekwonu at number 5. Number 6 is Charles Cross to the Panthers. The Panthers kept their 7th pick and they drafted Kayvon Thibodeau. The Falcons took Garrett Wilson. The Packers took Chris Olave, and the good old Jets took Jameson Williams. Now up is the Washington football team, or Commanders. Commanders take Pickett. Even with the signing of Wentz, I mean, we could hilariously have them take Pickett here. But I feel like the smart pick for them, and their top need is quarterback, so it's not even like it would be like crazy unheard of for them to do that. Who the hell's the quarterbacks? I'll just have to fucking pull it up. There we go. Why is he so far down? What did Kenny Pickett do to just not be on this list? Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah, they signed Wentz, so I don't know. I wouldn't go with Wentz here. I would have gone with Stingley or Kyle Hamilton to make up for Marcus Williams. Yeah, that's true, and Malcolm Jenkins. You guys might not wind up trading up anyway now. Yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go just back to the all position. What's their second? Offensive line is their biggest need. Interesting. Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't. He's there. They take an edge. They could go edge rush. There's a lot of ways they could fix really a lot of things. It seems PFF seems to think offensive line is their biggest issue, and I don't disagree. But we could just go edge rusher like Trayvon Walker. We could go Kyle Hamilton. He's just kind of sitting there. Yeah, whatever. I don't think anyone really cares too much, but so I'm gonna put my own 2 cents into this pick. Yeah, I don't really have a good one either. They're gonna take Bernhard Rainman just because their offensive line is garbage. All right, the Vikings are up next. And they need offensive linemen, edge rushers, and corners. So they could go Gardner. They probably go Gardner here. Yeah, I was going to say, they literally will not be able to physically stop themselves. If Gardner falls this far, which I highly doubt he does, the Minnesota Vikings will not physically be able to stop themselves from making this draft selection. Their owner does, and they also need the picks. So pair him with Patrick Peterson. What a good selection. If you know the history of the way the Minnesota Vikings draft, they have this hilarious thing of if there's a promising corner that's sitting there, they'll take him. They will pay zero attention to whatever needs they have in the first couple rounds, And if they can get their hands on really, really good defensive backs, they'll just draft them all day long. Hamilton for the Texans. Pair him up with Hutch. Yeah, I was going to say Kyle. And they just lost Justin Reed, too, to the Texans. Or to the Chiefs, so. You would have went with Stingley because you're an LSU fan? Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it, altitude. Yeah, probably Kyle Hamilton there. All right, now we're on to the Ravens. Interesting pick. They have the 14th overall selection here. Number of things could happen. They could go with it says only a couple needs: defensive line and corner help. Offensive line couldn't hurt though. They just brought back in, I believe, Calais Campbell, but I mean, I think their defensive line could really use some bolstering. That's kind of where I was thinking. I was like, what about Trayvon Walker? Trayvon Walker being this far down in the draft feels like he'd be a steal at this point. That McDuffie dude. Yeah, McDuffie's would be a pretty good selection here. That is probably their one weak spot is one corner. But is it weak enough or big enough of a concern where they would draft in the first round for it? They could go Drake London and give themselves a big body receiver, which is something I don't know. They have Bateman and shit, so I don't know what they're going to do. I was thinking Walker too, just because like I highly doubt the Ravens let him keep going, especially since he's supposed to be a monster. He has like Baltimore Raven, if he's down this far, written all over him. So, yeah, we'll go with let's go with Trayvon Walker. All right. Wow, shit, we're up to 9 likes. I didn't expect that. All right. The Eagles are up. They need linebackers and defensive backs, it says. They could go wide receiver. They've also been quite interested in the number of receivers that are floating around in the ether here. So, fun to think about. The picks it goes Eagles, Lions, Chargers, Eagles, Lions. Holy shit. Imagine if the Lions do pull that trade off with the Saints. This would be a wild run on the draft. Lions also could be potentially trying to trade one of those picks. We could do a Chiefs trade where the Chiefs try to trade up to the Lions' second pick there, because that would be quite a number of picks to do. You think the Chiefs trade up right here, but the Eagles need or would it be a different pick that the Chiefs would try to trade up for? I mean, we could go with London, but I think the Eagles might have make their. What's up, Ven? You're a little late. We had the Lions make a trade, and now we're kind of thinking, and the Packers also made a trade and they moved up for Olave. Calvin Watson's. What was the controversy? Sounds good with me. You're like, fuck yeah. It was him or Jamison Williams, but Kenny kind of pushed for Olave, so we gave Kenny the final say on that one. I mean, he's immediately ready, and there's no real health concerns. Like, I mean, I get Jamison Williams. There's a bit of a health concern, so, I guess I get it. All right. So are we still thinking a trade up here? I mean, I'm thinking Nakobe Dean very well could be the selection here. Eagles take London or Chiefs trade up. Would you be fine with the Eagles' second pick being traded away? They thought he ran a 403, but mistakenly. Oh, shit. So is he going to have to rerun it? Seems like you could just rerun something like that and kill it. 40s are kind of overrated anyway, but damn, I'd be pretty pissed. My nose. I'll be right back, dude. Hold on. Oh man, stuffy as fuck. Basically, oh, you just kind of went through a speed run. All right. Eagles take London or trade up. It really wasn't controversy. They started the timer late. Oh, well, they can fix that. That's easy enough to figure out and fix up. So did we figure out what we're doing here? Are we just gonna do a pick here and then trade the other one? We could go with the wide receiver here for Willis or Pickett. I mean, the Steelers probably could just wait here and get Pickett. At this point, the Steelers are pretty safe to just kind of wait it out and get Pickett. Yeah, I'm a Tigers fan, altitude. There's no one in their way that's going to draft a quarterback at this point. Like, you know, it's kind of safe here. They can kind of just ride it out. It's kind of like the Mac Jones situation for the Patriots a couple years ago. All you got to do is kind of just ride the fucking wave out, and maybe he'll fall to you. Yeah, I don't see it. Not this year. Maybe next season. I don't see it this year. Why waste a pick on a quarterback in a shitty quarterback class? Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you. I don't think so. I don't think there's any quarterback in this entire class is worth anything more than like a third-round pick. Like, I think if your team is looking for a quarterback in this class, then it's a bad situation to be in. You're getting a backup quarterback. Yeah, just wait till next year if you're the Lions. I think that's the smarter move, by the way. And I think that's what the Lions are doing. I think the Lions are just like, fuck this. We'll just wait till next year. We'll use our 2 picks and try to move up in the draft. All right, so what are we doing? We spent way too much time on 1 pick. What are we doing? Are we just like, do we want to go Eagles or what are we trading? Are we London? Are we just going to go wide, even though they really don't need a wide receiver this? Okay. So 1 for London, 1 for Dean. London. I mean, they have Devonta Smith, so I don't really think they need one, but pretty sure Devonta Smith is like one of the fastest receivers in the NFC. But, all right. We can go London. Fair enough. It'd be an Eagles thing to do, so we'll go Drake London. I forget, they're not good at drafting, so. Yeah, that would be the funniest one. All right, Lions are up here with one of their first picks. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like yeah, fair enough. All right, what do the Lions do here? They're in an interesting situation. They don't need any linemen. Lions do not need offensive linemen. They arguably have one of the best offensive linemen in the. Why do the Lions need? Tell me why the Lions need offensive line. Go ahead. Which one of their offensive linemen need to be replaced? Sewell, Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker. Tyrell Williams, like, it's not like they're like bereft of offensive line talent here. And I honestly say if they draft offensive line in the first round, that would be one of the worst picks in NFL history. They have like 4 quality offensive linemen. Karlaftis. I mean, they could use linebackers, edge rushers, a wide receiver. They do have 2 picks here, so they could go with a wide receiver. They did pick up Christian Kirk, so I don't know if a first round receiver is sort of their big important need. I would say edge rusher because they did just lose. Brockers is old as shit, and they just lost, what's his name? Trey Flowers. Not Christian Kirk. DJ Chark. Yeah, DJ Chark. Yeah, I mixed up DJ Chark and Christian Kirk. They're basically the same wide receiver. McDuffie. Well, McDuffie wouldn't be a bad pick here, actually. Yeah, I mixed them up. I switched them around. It is what it is. We can go edge rusher here, though. I mean, they have 2 picks. We could go edge rusher, then corner with their next pick. It's not like it's not like a super big thing. Jordan Davis. I actually think the Lions don't need defensive D linemen specifically. Nakobe Dean wouldn't be a bad pick here either, though. If we're being real honest, it doesn't seem like Nakobe Dean would be a bad move all around here. Are we thinking Nakobe Dean all of a sudden? I think that might be the move for them right here. Because the Eagles could snag Dean at 18. That's the problem. And Lions really need linebacker. Like, their linebacking core is actually garbage. They've signed Gerard Davis just to have some linebackers next year. If that's any indication of what their linebacking core is looking like. Is everyone cool with because like he's like the best. It's him or Devin Lloyd, but I think Nakobe Dean's probably a little better. Plus, Nakobe went to Georgia, so there's a part of me that wants to let Nakobe Dean fall all the way to the Patriots, but probably not. So we'll probably just go here. All right, Chargers are up. They need a wide receiver, tackle, and corner. What are we doing with these guys? Now, if you said Linderbaum to the Chargers, I would actually agree with you. I think I kind of agree they might be going O-line here in the early ons in the draft. Walker? Yeah, Walker's off the board. Linderbaum? Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning on too. HBF? I think so. No, it wasn't too bad. Like, what do you think their biggest need is, though? Like, I don't even know if it's on the offensive side of the ball, to be honest. Like, what would their... Oh, yeah, they did just got Corey Linsley. Yeah, they probably don't need it. Yeah, run defense might be where they go. They might go with that big boy, Jordan Davis. Like, kind of a surprise pick. Kind of bolster up that D-line a little bit. Davis. They could also go Devontae Wyatt, who's a fucking monster. Devin Lloyd and Jordan Davis. Yeah, they already addressed run defense with Khalil Mack or whatever. But yeah, I don't think they have a defensive tackle, though. That's the thing. Now, I think the question is, do they go Wyatt or do they go Davis? That's the problem. What am I saying? It's going to be Jordan Davis, right? The fucking 6'3" or the 6'6" fucking mega monster. Is there really even much of a discussion? I guess it would be Jordan Davis. Another guy I want the Patriots to be able to get, but he's falling so far. You think Wyatt is supposed to be better? I mean, they could go Wyatt here. I mean, the pick is between the two of them, I would say. Yeah, Wyatt's amazing, but Davis. Yeah, Davis is fucking 400 pounds and moves like a monster. Davis is only 2 downs. Yeah, I don't know if that might work in with the Chargers the way they want to do things. They might go Wyatt here then. They might also take a linebacker because I don't know how good their linebacking core is. Wyatt. They'll go Wyatt. All right, Eagles are up now. They probably go Lloyd, right? He's basically the DT of Evan Neal, if you think about it. Davis's upside just seems too good to pass. Yeah, I think so. But we'll go. We'll figure. Davis will get a home soon here. Lloyd. Yeah, because the Lions just snaked Nakobe Dean from them. McDuffie because Slay's getting older. And they do need another corner. So, I mean, they could be looking at the corner department here. What did we give them in their first pick? Did they go receiver? Oh, yeah, they went Drake London. Gets it home real soon. Yeah, he'll be fine. You're okay with Lloyd here? Are we all kind of okay with Lloyd here? Man, this draft is shaping up real nice for whatever I want to do with the Patriots. We'll give Mike the pick, though. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a big need. Their linebacking core is garbage, just like Detroit's. All right, the Lions went linebacker with their first pick, and now we have them again. What would they do? Let's see. Which receivers are left? Because you always could go with receiver with the Lions. There's Traylon Burks, Jahan Dotson. We'll get out of here now. Sky Moore, I guess. There's Trent McDuffie, which would be a fucking steal at 19. Oh, Dolphins fan? Davis or Karlaftis? Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised on either one of those. I mean, that would be a great pick. That would be a great pick. Well, I don't know. The Lions don't really need defensive tackles. They've got the, I think both Akwara brothers play tackle. And whichever one does is like an absolute monster. Is it Romeo or Julian Akwara that plays tackle? I literally just can't remember off the top of my head. One of them's a tackle, and I would say the Lions don't really need DTs. Plus, I think they run a 3-4. Like, I think they run 2 down edges and one DT. So that would be. I get the idea for the pick, but you're a little about the short arms. Yeah, and I wonder if the Lions will edge off of that because of that situation. But, I mean, in terms of what the Lions need, they really don't. I mean, they have Jerry Jacobs and that one corner they drafted, number 24, Ikfablabi Hichawamahandi. I mean, defensive back is their third biggest need, and we've gone linebacker, and we've already kind of established it. Yeah, I mean, I'll go McDuffie. I mean, it's not a bad. It's a W pick for the most part. I mean, they could go Booth Jr., but I kind of doubt it. Not with McDuffie sitting there. And I think they're gonna move old dummy out of the corner position anyway. But see, they also have Jeff Okudah. So does that complicate anything or not at all? What am I talking about? All right, for sure, JJ. Thanks for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. We can go McDuffie though. I'm fine with that. I wish there was a Lions fan here like Chase. Chase flies in. No. All right. Sam Howell for Detroit. Yeah, great, the greatest reach ever. All right, we'll go. We'll just go with McDuffie. I mean, McDuffie and Nakobe Dean would really help out the Lions defense. So it's not like they'd have. Those aren't bad picks. All right, the Steelers are up now. Oh, Daniel, why didn't you say anything, man? Or were you saying something? If you were spamming Kenneth Walker the third, no running backs will go in the first round. Lions can get Kenneth in the second round. Okay, so now we're to the Steelers. Let me just pop open the only spot I think the Steelers are going to draft. And by the way, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, the man who was going to probably win this starting job but of course the tragedy the other day happened, and yeah, very, very sad situation. There's Coral, there's Pickett, there's Howell, there's Ritter. Yeah, I mean, Pickett's it feels natural. Yeah, I don't know why Howell's number one either. It's either Coral or Pickett, I think, or Ritter. If you think Ritter is good enough, but I don't. I think that's just kind of who he played. It's PFF. They rate shit weird. He has the most upside. Ritter's played shit teams. Yeah, that's kind of the big knock. And I feel like Pickett's a project, and like they could be fine getting a project because they don't need a guy to start right away in Pittsburgh. So they can run Mitch the God. But yeah, that's fine. I mean, we can go Coral. We can go Pickett, whichever one anyone feels. Does anyone feel super strong about a specific quarterback, or is this like an eeny, meeny, miny, mo situation? No, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll pick this guy. No, yeah, we'll just go. I'm just about to go highest available. Ritter, he's taller. Fair enough. They all trash. So far, Mike's made the best argument. Haskins actually would have been a great option for them if versatility. Yeah, I know. I think Mike made the best argument. He's the tallest, so we'll go with Ritter. I don't, He also looks stupid, so I don't want to go with him, Mike. Let's go with Caleb Elby. Complete star pick. No. No, not that bad. Yeah, we'll go Ritter. He's the tall one. There we go. It's always all right, Mike. We went with the W here. We went with Ritter. He's taller. All right, here's the Patriots. Fun fact: the Patriots have met with a tackle, a guard, and six defense and 6 corners in their pre-draft meetings. So if you think that they're going to go one way, I have no idea either. They could go receiver because they met with just about every receiver a month ago, and in their top 30 picks, they met with like a tackle, a guard, and corners. I think the tackle and the guard are probably smoke shows unless they can get them later in the draft. But the corners are probably legitimate. We'll see what Mike has to say. Mike's a Patriots fan. He gets to make the pick. As always, opinions are always appreciated in input here. Patriots trade back to the second round. Damn it. Linderbaum. Maybe. Yeah, a lot of good players fell out to us. Traylon Burks. Andrew Booth. Penning. Who I believe is on the list of guys the Patriots are very high on. Who else was it? Yeah, it was Penning was one of the guys. Davis or Elam? You want to go Davis? I mean, if he's there, it's just like, I don't know how he always falls to us in these fantasy drafts. It's almost like Jordan Davis and Elam. Can you imagine Jordan Davis and Christian Barmore? Could you imagine that as a defensive up the middle situation? Jordan Davis and Christian Barmore? Holy fuck. Oh, man, that'd be just a nuisance of a situation. And both of them are like super athletes, too. You just wouldn't be able to move up the middle on them. It'd be like, hey, Josh, now run up the middle, you little bitch. Like to see that stupid bitch from Baltimore or Buffalo run now. Go ahead, run right up the middle, Josh. Run right up the middle to your death, little boy. Go down just like Cam Newton did. You go the same way. I have a bad feeling about how that's going to wind up for the Buffalo fans, and I really hope it doesn't end that way for them. Yeah, I played for Georgia. Yeah, it'd be a problem. It'd be a great defense. You know how much pressure you could get with them big bastards up the middle? It'd be just like when we had Vince Wilfork and fucking Seymour on the line. No, what happened with Cam Newton is his play style eventually spelled the end of Cam Newton because of the super physical play style. Once one injury happened to Cam Newton, they never stopped happening to Cam Newton. Kind of situation. And then you see that now. I think that'll happen with Josh. Once he starts getting hurt, he'll never stop getting hurt. Yeah, I like David. All right, now we're to Seattle's first pick. Seattle has multiple first-round picks. They traded with the Packers. So this would probably be the best thing for them to do. They could go – I mean, I'm pretty sure it's offensive linemen, right? Like, the real question is what offensive lineman? Do they go Linderbaum? Probably. Do they go with Penning? That's a good pick as well. Do they go with what's the move here for Seattle? Linderbaum? And if not, I don't know if they even got offensive linemen on that team. They could go quarterback though. Linderbaum, offensive line. Yeah, I think Linderbaum's going to be this pick here for the old Seahawks. Again, Seattle has a really good 9 pick that they could trade back. Yeah, let's go Linderbaum. That number 9 pick for Seattle is incredibly valuable to trade back with. Yeah, we'll just go him. Seattle is a very interesting one. Cardinals. They could wind up taking Penning here. They could also wind up going Traylon Burks. They could probably use a little help after their offense didn't seem as good without Larry Fitzgerald last year. So this is quite the interesting little pick. They need Burks. That's what I was thinking too. D-Hop can be a little injury prone. They don't have Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah, I think we're all kind of feeling Burks on this one. This one feels like a pretty good fall pick for them. Plus, it's not even that big of a reach. I don't know. David Ojabo, maybe, but maybe. You know what I mean? He's probably going to fall because of the injury. He would have been a first-round pick. He'll be a second one, though, if he doesn't go in the first. Cowboys are up now. Yeah, the Achilles is pretty bad. What are we thinking here for the Cowboys? Trades make this very interesting, in my opinion. Trevor Penning. Yeah, they probably go lineman. Safety even. Okay. Louis Scene. Jermaine Johnson. Ooh, lots of opinions on this pick. Yeah, Ven, they did lose Lyle Collins and Connor Williams. I'm wondering if offensive line's going to be like a pressing issue early. Not Penning, you and I don't play anyone. It's a little different with offensive linemen. That's where I'm thinking too, Ven. I understand losing a safety, but also it's like their offensive line got fucking obliterated last year. It was not good, and then they just lost Lyle Collins, probably their best remaining offensive lineman. It's not good. You thinking safety still? Just yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I actually agree. I wouldn't be surprised either. They can go either way. But I feel like they're gonna probably have to go with the strongest need, which is you got to protect Dak. The dude's limited. All right, here's the Bills. What are they doing? Personally, I have the Bills trading back this pick to the Patriots. Because the Bills are so confident in how much better they are now than us. They've said that they might trade this pick to us just to help us out. So I'm considering doing a trade here. Like the 7th pick of the draft for the Bills first. I can force the trade. No one can stop me. Yeah, but I mean, essentially, no one can stop me from doing this. I think they take Sky Moore, but I mean, in all honesty, I think they go wide receiver and take like fucking Sky Moore, but that would be hilarious. I wouldn't be no. The Bills aren't going to take a project player altitude. They're in a win now Super Bowl window, so they're going to have to take what the most immediate thing that can help them succeed is. Yeah, I'd do a 7 too, and what are you going to do about it? Fucking nothing. I'd laugh my balls off. I should trade this pick away. Lions want to trade up. Bills should trade back. Yeah, I mean, and Tremaine Edmonds is getting fucking. He's garbage. So yeah, I think they take Booth here. That'd probably be the right pick. That or I think they take Trayvon or Kenneth Walker the third. But I think they can get him in the 2nd round. So. Booth is the right pick. They're probably going to take Booth. They're not a stupid team. What's up, Seth? Bean is a pretty good drafter, all things considered. So. They lost Star, but I think they picked up yeah, so they don't need edge, they don't need linemen. So yeah, you're probably right. I'm going to go corner here. Bills are in kind of a weird spot where they don't if a receiver was available, a better receiver was, I'd probably go receiver right there. What about Tennessee? Receiver is always a very big possibility for them. They're kind of fucking hit on that in that department. What's up, Coda? Dotson. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they went Dotson. He fits their mold pretty well. How you guys doing, Seth and Coda? We're chugging along on this draft here. Cardinals do. Cardinals took Traylon Burks in this year mock. Diamondbacks, yeah, they're not the greatest. Oh, your Brewers won today? Hell yeah, good shit. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. QB. I mean, we could go. I mean, there's quarterback. They do need linebackers in DE. Yeah, they could go a number of ways here. Karlaftis wouldn't be a bad pick. Dotson wouldn't be a bad pick. And would fit their kind of MO of the way they kind of draft. I might go Dotson, Mike. I might go with your first pick. Unless someone else has like a strong Howell. You think they might go quarterback? That's the second time I've seen somebody mention quarterback. Kodo, it's the NFL draft that's coming up. We're doing a mock draft this evening. Just having a little fun seeing where guys might fall and how teams might improve. So yeah, it's basically drafting college football players to where we think they're going to wind up. Kind of in a light way. I know everyone's kind of like, we don't really give a shit about the. I've noticed certain teams just elicit no response. People are just like, we don't have anything to offer here. I'm just gonna go best available and go this guy. All right, Tampa Bay. What are we thinking here? They could go Zion Johnson. They just lost a number of their offensive line. I'm thinking losing Alex Kappa might be something that they want to draft, like a Zion Johnson. Because that's like the only thing I can think of is offensive linemen, because they lost Kappa, who's literally one of the better fucking linemen in the NFL. So, but they picked up Shaq Mason. Fuck. Nah, they still need guards. Yeah, they gotta pick linemen here. Zion's probably the move. They might go corner though. No, the Tigers wound up losing Coda. Because they did lose. No, they signed Tahir Whitehead, so they did kind of get somebody. Fuck. Or they lost Whitehead. Because they could also wind up going Khair Elam. But I do think guard's probably the move for them here, just because it is kind of a thin class at linemen outside of the like immediate great starting linemen. Like, you know, it gets pretty thin outside of after Zion. Yeah, I think we'll go Zion. Oh, I'm a Patriots fan. All right, Seattle's second pick here. In their first pick, we had them go with Tyler Linderbaum. So now we're looking at something else. I mean, they could go with another offensive lineman, but that would be quite a reach. I think it's pretty thin like we thought. They could go edge rusher. They could go with Jermaine Johnson. I don't know if they go quarterback in this draft here. I think they're just going to be happy with who they've got. Mac Jones, I don't think he'll be as good as Brady. I don't think that'll happen. I don't know. I mean, they could go quarterback in this draft, but again, Tom Brady's house or Tom House? Like Brady's house or Tom House's house? Oh shit. Matt kicked his shoes up on the couch and fucking told him to buy another one. Fuck your couch. And I can't say half the other words in that statement, but you know, you can look it up. Seattle's next pick though, he's saying quarterback. We could go quarterback here. No one else is really inputting their 2 cents on this pick, so it's kind of feeling like one of those ones where it's like we could go any direction here. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they went with wide receiver? Just fuck. Wide receiver again. It's like, why would you do that to yourselves? That seems like a really stupid idea. Cole Kelly. They're rebuilding and he can develop. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think in a draft where they actually like need players, I don't think they'd take a guy that they're gonna sit on the bench for a couple years. You know, like they can get that in next year's draft. Like you have to kind of think like a team like Seattle. Why would they take a guy they're gonna sit on a bench for a couple years? You know, like that doesn't help them whatsoever in the situation that they're in. Especially since all of these quarterbacks are garbage. I'm sorry, but like I'm telling you, I would be shocked if more than one quarterback was drafted in the first round in this draft. Outside of Malik Willis, I don't see shit in this class. I'm like, why do people think 3 quarterbacks would be going in this first round? I get like Seattle having 2 picks makes it a little interesting, but I just don't see it. Elam. Yeah, I'd be more. What do they? I mean, their biggest needs are like they need corner. I'll just go with Elam. All right, Chiefs are up now. They have back-to-back picks, so this can be interesting. They need to draft a quarterback, in my opinion. That's what I mean. We're done. I just made a pick and moved on. Sky Moore. I'm thinking that's gotta be one of their picks is like Sky Moore. Sky Moore and Sam Howell. I'm pretty sure is gonna be their picks. They don't really have a quarterback right now. Well, I mean, the one they have is a bit of a bust, a choke artist. So, they might be in the quarterback department, to be honest. More and Jermaine Johnson. Yes, that's what I was thinking too. Brewers World Series. They could be a World Series team, Coda. They should be. Yeah, Sky Moore. Is there any good corners or like they don't need a safety? They just drafted a guy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Yeah. Tigers playoffs. It probably Lewis Sign would be a good pick, but the problem with Sign is they just signed Justin Reed. All right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We're down to the Bengals. I don't know. Lions could take Ojabo with their next pick, by the way. They can be the one team that could afford to take a fucking. That would be their 3rd pick. The Bengals tight end. Maybe. No, I don't do baby baseball fantasy. Boy Mafi. What positions he play? There is Petrie right there. What position does Maffei play? He's an edge rusher. Yeah, that's true. I don't think they need edge rushers. Their line's really good. But yeah, I would say this might be a position to need. They only have Eli Apple. Why do they have him listed as an edge rusher? Did he switch his position? Looks like he plays edge. Oh, okay. We'll go with Petrie then. All right, Lions up for an amazing third time in this draft. Do they go Jabo here just because? Like, it's just like, oh, well, this is the third pick time. We're up for third time. We could have somebody trade up for this pick. Quite an interesting situation here. Does somebody have picks next year that they want to kind of throw at the Lions? Because that would be expensive. 3 fully guaranteed contracts. They could go Daxton Hill. That'd be a fucking steal. But they picked up Trent McDuffie and Nakobe Dean already. He's supposed to be like McCourty. Oh, Daxton Hill. I mean, I don't think the Lions actually need that many corners where they're going to draft 2 in the first. Because we had him go with McDuffie. But I do see a lot of people saying if the Lions do wind up with this pick, they should go with Ojabo here. Just because, I mean, if they do it, this is a third pick. It's not like they need him to play this year. I don't know. What do we? I mean, I'm not opposed to going with another corner, but I don't think the Lions need a corner again in the first. There's nothing. Well, I mean, what are the Packers giving up? Switching what? We'll go with Ojabo. Fuck this. Oh, we're getting our draft graded. Uh-oh. They're not going to tell me what I got? Where's my A? I didn't get any rankings or anything. Here's our first round. Let me de-zoom a little bit. Not bad, not bad. Oh, you're good altitude. It gives you rankings. Yeah, I don't have anything on here. Welcome back, Kenny. I think it's a pretty good draft. Always makes things a little bit more interesting when you have when you add in trades. It's hard to speculate on trades because you're just not really sure how those are gonna go. It always adds in like the you're watching iCarly. Kenny's sus, he's the imposter. We had the Lions in the Saints trade. Nah, Kenny, you're watching the old iCarly. I know how you roll. I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Maybe a little while we can stream for. If not, I might start to wrap her up. We kind of did my main topic of discussion, which was just kind of getting a mock draft out of the way. We've already been live for a very long time today, but, you know, there's NFL stuff we could talk about. Yeah, I hope the Tigers win tomorrow. What in the world? Crazy shit going on up above me. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to see it, but I can't. I just can't. Yeah, I don't see London going that high either. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, HBF. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm probably not long for this streaming either. I've had, you know, I've done about 4 hours today. 4.5 hours. My voice is kind of sore. You can probably hear it somewhat. That you can hear like there's a strain on it. And that's probably why my nose is bothering me, in all honesty. I probably talked too much today. But it happens. And I don't think it's just like the talking too much, because, you talk more than I might in a day. But I think it's like the like the speaking out and being kind of. Who going to buy the Broncos? Yeah, I don't know. There's a guy named Robert Smith that's a pretty good opportunist to get him. Yeah, this has been one hell of an offseason, hasn't it been? I don't think we'll ever see something so crazy ever again in NFL history. We've had everything happen this offseason. Retirements, unretirements, shock trades, shock signings, shock releases, unexpected signings, unexpected trades. We've had a guy die. We had new coaches hired. We got Brian Flores suing the league, calling it racist. Oh, the USFL? Yeah, we'll be covering those games this weekend. It's been a wild offseason. Players have a voice now. It's been an interesting situation. Adam Schefter's in some trouble, my friends. This man really tried to say, he was like, this bum ass quarterback that sucked the asshole in the NFL, Dwayne Haskins, this fucking bum who couldn't play and went to Ohio State, I guess, and he sucked. Died, and it was like, oh, Adam, what the fuck? I don't know what the point of what he really said was he struggled and struggled to find his way in the NFL. But it's like, yeah, Adam, we get that that's a true statement, but it's also like, why put that in his death announcement? Why not put former Washington and Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback? Like, you don't need to put your opinion in a death announcement of the guy. So apparently there might be an email B-Flow sent in 2019 about the 100K thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, I feel bad. Because here on this channel, we were very pro Dwayne Haskins. We were very much thinking that he was the quarterback that was going to win the job in the end. Stinks that that had to happen. Stark reminder that if your car runs out of gas whilst on the highway, don't get out in the middle of the night. Throw up the hazards and probably call for a tow truck or call the cops. I know it sucks to deal with police, but like in that situation, in the middle of the night, you probably don't want to go onto a highway where you're pretty much invisible to a car traveling at a high speed in the darkness. You know what I mean? By the time they see you, there's no way they're going to be able to stop. So just remember that. It's a stark reminder. All right, Altitude. Have a good one, man. I appreciate you stopping in when you did. I hope you enjoyed your time. Nice to see you again, man. Take her easy. Sheesh, for 11 likes. I appreciate that, everybody. Wanted him in New England. Yeah, it stinks, man. He was starting to get his shit figured out too, get his life figured out. Mike's new symbol for the donkey for the Broncos. It's better than the one they have now. Preseason game with the Steelers, he showed flashes. Yeah. He seems like he was a promising young dude. As long as he had all the talent, it's just the real question was whether or not he was going to be able to get everything kind of configured and kind of refigured out. Hold on, what the hell is all this? All right. Anyway, I feel like anybody would lose their mind being with Washington. Yeah. No, I don't. I hope there's not any pictures you'd want to see of that, Kenny. I mean, two defensive guys got caught fighting on the sidelines of one game. Washington is shit. Yeah, no wonder. Yeah, nobody wants to be there. The owner's bad. He does weird shit. You don't know what you're complicit in. All of a sudden, it's a whole messy ass scene. And they're lying to the NFL now. If there's one thing that'll make him lose his job faster than anything, is if they can prove that he was lying about how much money he was making. If they can for sure prove that he lied or he was fudging how much money his team was making, his ass is done for. Because they all share funds and shit. They share earnings. And Washington's typically a team that doesn't earn that well, per the reports. So if all of a sudden they started earning really well and they were lying, and other teams were having to pony up money to that guy and that team, oh boy. That's not going to go well with some of these billionaires. It's listen, we can excuse all of the morally wrong shit because we don't have any morals. We're also billionaires. We also are pro whatever you're doing. Our problem here, Dan, is you stole money from us. And that's the lowest thing you could do, is to steal money from a rich man. And I agree. There is nothing worse than stealing from those with plenty. Makes you the lowest of the low. Trying not to cry right now thinking about all those billionaires that Dan Snyder stole from. It's how are they going to buy that new yacht? Going to have to buy a smaller one. Forget about those new fucking planes. They're going to have to use last year's model. Sorry, I almost threw up a little bit. Forget all those poor women who had their passports taken while in Germany and they were forced to prostitute themselves out to get their passports back from Dan Snyder. The real issue that'll make him lose his team is the evil things he did to them rich men. You'd think that it would be the hardest thing to lie about would be the fucking fact that they always sell out football games. What are they going to use to... Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Mike. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I seen something that was... I'm still shook up and crying about a little bit. I seen two people fight at NASCAR today. And all I was thinking was, this is certainly much worse than what Will Smith did. But no one's talking about how those guys got into a huge fight at NASCAR yesterday. And I wonder why. They got into a fist fight, close fists and everything. And there are a bunch of people defending what happened. They're like, sometimes you just got to fight it out, brothers. And it's like, huh. So sometimes sometimes you just got to hit somebody. Literally, I can go back 4 days on your timeline and find you crying about Will Smith. Yeah, by the way, if you soyed out about Will Smith smacking some guy in the face, you can never defend another fight ever again. And I know who the people were that were soying out about an open-handed smack across someone's face. Pussies. Soft motherfuckers. I want more I want the old violence, the game of football come back. And meanwhile, there's football people going, the smack by Will Smith was unacceptable. Shut up, you fucking pussies. Yeah, I don't... Is it good? No, you probably shouldn't smack people. But also at the same point in time, can we stop pretending? It was something super aggressive and awful. It was a fucking an open-handed smack. I don't even, in some states, you can't even like get in criminal charges if you hit somebody with an open hand soft enough. Like there's actually like a criminal charge between this and this. People are acting like him smacking him was even, like if he would have closed fist punched him, I probably would be more on the side of, yeah, that was a little much. Probably could have just smacked the guy. A smack isn't even aggressive. It's more like an embarrassing thing. I bet you that barely even hurt Chris Rock. He was probably more embarrassed than he was in pain. Like, oh, that was fucking annoying. Have you ever actually been smacked by somebody and went, oh, I've been assaulted? If so, you're a bitch. I'm sorry. But or you're just I appall the use of violence. Shut up. Anyone who says that, I'm just going to start talking crazy shit to them. And if they start getting anywhere near me, be like, you said you can't do that because it's just jokes and words. Yeah, but you're saying it to me and I don't like it. I don't like when people talk about me and make fun of me. I'm fucking angry, want to fight. I thought you said you don't fight. All them people, that's the funniest thing. Everyone's acting, I don't know. There's very few people I've learned in the past few years that wouldn't react in a very similar way to Will Smith. Also, I think Will Smith has just had enough. Imagine everybody's been talking shit about you since your old lady's affair situation. Everyone talks shit about your crazy ass kids. How your wife's a slut. Now they're calling her bald and shit. I kind of feel bad for Will Smith somewhat. I'm on Will Smith's side on this whole thing. I'm alone on his side. I don't give a shit. That poor guy fucking got pushed to his edge. I can see that in the face. This man had to go to rehab because his shit is all fucked up. It's not even for drugs or alcohol. This man's having to go to rehab because he is fucking defeated. And it's like, damn. That poor guy needs to ditch them people. Exactly, Mike. I hope Will gets better, man. I feel bad for the guy. Probably, again, should he have smacked him? No, there's probably a better way he could have handled it. Do I think he's a bad? Do I think it's like the worst thing he could have done? Nah, not even. It's like the second best thing he could have did. How so, Mike? Oh, they would have shit talked him if he didn't do anything about it. It would have been a weird thing. Like they'd be going, man, they tore Will Smith's wife up. You just sat there. It's like, man. It's like, well, we knew the cuck jokes were coming, but I also don't like the dishonesty of all those jokes to some extent. Everyone seems to always like misremember or like just conveniently leave out the fact that like, yeah, sure, his wife was fucking other dudes, but like, he was literally fucking Margot Robbie at that same time, like in the other room of their weird mansion fuck house that they have together. She probably asked him after he was done tagging up Margot Robbie, "Hey, Will, did you enjoy tagging up that white lady?" And then as her boyfriend's leaving, like that's kind of what they do. That's kind of like what swingers do. They don't really stick with just one person. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's funny that his wife does other guys, but he does other chicks like, I don't know, fucking Harley Quinn. Will Smith has a show on Disney Plus, and in episode 1, he goes into an active volcano. Oh, man. I don't know what the hell is Will Smith doing. And pictures of him with Margot Robbie is the greatest flex anyone could do, in my opinion, because that's a hot bitch. It's like, yeah. Poor Will. It would have been way funnier though if Chris Rock didn't hold back at that moment, because if you remember very clearly watching that, you could see something flicker in Chris Rock's eyes when he screamed out that statement. Chris Rock stopped for a microsecond and he like looked away, and you seen him mouth, I could say so much shit right now. And like you could see his eyes twinkling, and like you could almost see like he's winding shit up. His brain was firing at every synapse in his brain was sending fucking jokes flying. And he was like, I can't. And man, if he would have fucking had the, do you know what great moment of history it would have been if he'd have fired another joke off about Jada right there? Man, the double down. Yeah, he said it. He actually literally said, I think he actually said, I'm just going to hold on. It would have been one of the greatest moments in history if he would have fired another joke back and then took the fuck off running. Like, fuck it. Made a cuck joke right there on the stage, and yeah, well, I mean, Chris and him are friends anyway. That's probably why he held back, because he's actually friends with Will Smith. Like, I think they're actually like close friends too. So, you know, I think they've probably spoke by now. They're probably good. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch that Chris Rock Netflix. Yeah, that's gonna be great shit. Chris is probably just like, oh, this motherfucker just got me a whole special. Oh, and Will probably knows too. That's probably part of the agreement, so he doesn't press charges. I'll let you do a whole special about it. I know you're gonna have to. That's the worst motherfucker to have, because he'll work on that shit for 2 or 3 years and come out of nowhere with the special. Chris Rock really truly works like a fucking like nobody comedian. He'll go to the smallest, like the way he works on specials is like awesome, because he goes to like really dumpy ass comedians like bars where there'll be like 3 people drinking heavily, and it'll just be like him and 2 other open micers. He's probably already got the whole material wrote now. It's just got to work it out now. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Oh, that'd be so easy to write in one night for him. Here's fucking 15 minutes. And then you just kind of iron it out and figure out what works and shore up your bit. All right, though, I'm pretty much out of shit to talk about. We've been talking about nothing. Just the whole thing was always silly. People were like, imagine if that was Betty White up there and he did that. Judd Apatow was like, he could have killed him. Judd Apatow's tweet was the most serious, like, he could have killed him tweet. And that's why everyone came up with that, was because Judd Apatow fucking really soyed out at that moment. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Will Smith could have killed Chris Rock. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's quite bigger than Chris, but like, you know, I'm sure that's Will's intentions were clearly murderous up in that stage. If it wasn't staged, but I think the 10-year suspension kind of proves it wasn't. If it was staged, I don't think unless Will just quit the academy anyway. He's just like, fuck this, I don't care. I got my Oscar, I'm out. It's weird that one Roman Polanski guy is still in the academy, though. It's kind of all you need to know about these weirdos at Hollywood. Ugh. Dude has like a 13-year-old bride, and they're like, we like this guy. And it's just like, well, what about Will Smith? Violent thug, can't have him. He's clearly an animal. And it's just like this weird racial undertones. You know, he's a great big non-human looking guy, and we can't really deal with violent sociopaths. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'd literally tell them to suck my balls, and that once Roman Polanski's treated like an actual, you know, fucking sex pest, Yeah, like fucking Roman Polanski, the guy who literally has a child bride, had a child bride. They're like, yeah, that's artistic shit. Fuck them weirdos. Will Smith's too good for them anyway. He made I Am Legend. Mans also was Hancock. Did the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He doesn't need them weirdos. Fuck them. Banging Tupac's old lady. Mans is a W. Fuck them people. He's got his Oscar for that King Richard movie. Has one of my favorite moments in any movies, which is in I Am Legend, where he's fucking losing his mind talking to the mannequins, and he's like, "Please say hello to me. Please say hello to me." And he's like, just that delivery, and that line of him like staring at a goddamn mannequin and just going, and like is like clearly lost his mind, and he's saying, "Please say hello to me." It's just like one of the ways he says it is just so like the acting is so fucking bad. It's like literally almost exactly the way I just said it, and it's hilarious. No, I don't even think it's a punishment. It's whatever. He's probably not going to make that many more serious movies in 10 years. But all right, I'm out of here, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for a fun day of streaming. It was a good stream, or it was a good draft, I would say. Those are some good picks up there. We'll see how it actually goes. We'll probably do one more draft, fantasy draft, before the start of the regular draft. But, a lot of Tiger streams coming up this week, so hope you're ready for that. And sorry to the NFL people. We can always talk more in the Discord, and you can always sneak into the baseball streams and try to get some football talk in. And, of course, we have Wednesday night for our normal, like, Wednesday night streams. And, we'll try to sneak in some other night streams as well where football can dominate the topics. But it's that time of the year. It's, other shit's going on. It sucks. And football's kind of dead right now. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's like nothing is happening. Outside of, like, severe tragedy, it's been pretty, I would call it a lull. It's been hit. In the off season, a lot of the good shit has happened. But that's probably it. I appreciate everyone for coming out and hanging out tonight. Again, we'll be live again tomorrow for the Tigers at Red Sox at Tigers. That's a stream that starts at 5 and it'll go to like 8, so it's kind of a weird time stream. And then, that's probably it for tomorrow. I don't really have any. I don't really want to like get off of that stream and then go live at like fucking 10 p.m. So that'll probably be it for tomorrow. But on Tuesday, as long as I can get a good deal of my work done, I'll probably go live twice or something like that. But all right, thank you guys a lot. Have a good rest of your day, night, morning, whenever you decide to listen to this. Go Lions, go Tigers, and of course go Patriots. And I'll see you when I see you next. Hopefully it's not too long.